All right, let's jump right in. As your mentor today, I'm going to show you how to securely put away that credit card and build a highly discoverable startup brand for roughly $25 a month. If you're launching your first startup right now, you might be feeling this immense pressure to just spend big to get noticed. But I'm going to walk you through a simple, step-by-step checklist in this explainer to get you perfectly set up without breaking the bank.
So you probably think a startup launch has to cost thousands, right? Well, most guides out there quietly assume you need sprawling budgets for fancy logo designers, expensive website builders, and premium paid SEO suites. Stacked up, that minimal startup stack can easily run you hundreds of dollars a month before you even land a single customer. But the truth? That advice is literally a generation out of date because it's optimizing for the wrong discovery channel entirely.
Here's why that old playbook is totally busted. A rapidly growing chunk of your very first buyers, they simply aren't going to scroll through a ranked list of blue links anymore. No way! Instead, they're going to ask an AI assistant like ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity a direct question, something like, hey, what's the best invoicing tool for freelancers? And they'll act on that exact answer. This means we absolutely have to focus on GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization, and Answer Engine Optimization. Basically, we are no longer just optimizing for ranked links, we're structuring your brand so the AI model actually trusts you enough to name and cite you directly.
To pull this off, here's our tactical playbook. It's just a simple 4-step checklist. 1. Foundation. 2. Brand kit. 3. Owned profiles. And 4. Earned authority.
Okay, step 1. Foundation, building the tech stack.
These 3 simple steps are literally all it takes to lay that groundwork. First, you register a canonical domain and toss it on a free Cloudflare plan for your DNS and super fast hosting. Second, you set up a private repository using GitHub Team. That's going to run you just $4 a month per user. And finally, you use a $20 a month AI coding agent, like Claude Pro running Claude Code, to completely scaffold your site and your blog. Cloudflare Pages then just pulls from that private repo and deploys it live. You're leveraging modern tools to do all the heavy lifting, saving yourself countless hours.
Now, using an AI agent to build your site is kind of an insider secret. Why? Because it automatically bakes in the necessary AI signals right from day one, instead of forcing you to retrofit them later. It effortlessly handles your schema markup, clean semantic headings, and literally the most important thing, the LLMs.txt file. Think of this file like the AI era equivalent of a robots.txt file. It gives AI crawlers a curated, machine-readable map of your site so they know exactly what your startup does.
So let's do a quick cost check. Look at the math here on the screen. You've built the entire on-site foundation of your brand. A fast, secure, globally distributed, AI-optimized website. And we're only sitting at about $25 a month in recurring costs, plus that one-time yearly domain fee. It's practically nothing.
That brings us right to section 2, the brand kit. And the golden rule here is copy, paste, never rewrite.
Listen, before you rush off to create social media profiles at 3 a.m. in a sleep-deprived founder haze, we need to standardize your identity. You're going to create a simple spreadsheet. Put these exact elements into it. Your brand name, one consistent handle, a tagline, a one-sentence slogan, your short and long descriptions, category, keywords, your exact website URL, and your visual assets. Write these things once, then just paste them everywhere. I can't stress this enough. You must never improvise or rewrite this copy when setting up your accounts. Here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. AI figures out who companies are by matching consistent signals. It's like a giant puzzle. If your name, handle, description, and domain perfectly match across a bunch of independent sources, the model is completely confident that it's all the exact same entity. But if you get sloppy, if your identity fractures with slightly different taglines or bio descriptions on different platforms, the model gets totally confused and ends up trusting none of them. Consistency is literally your cheapest, strongest weapon. Let's move along to checklist item 3, owned profiles, which is your corroboration layer. Take that brand kit spreadsheet we just made and use it to claim your startup's presence on major platforms like GitHub, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Claim the exact same handle across all these free platforms. Paste in your bio and descriptions directly from your brand kit. And most importantly, make for sure every single one of these profiles links back directly to your canonical domain.
But hold on, we aren't totally finished yet. You've got to close the loop. Make sure you add each profile's public URL to the same as array in your homepage's structured data. If you aren't a developer, don't worry, this is essentially just code that talks directly to search engines. It creates a digital loop. Your website points to your social profiles, and your social profiles point back to your website. It's the ultimate confirmation to the AI that these profiles and your site are definitively the exact same entity.
Time for another quick cost check-in. Creating that comprehensive brand kit? $0. Claiming all those high-authority-owned profiles on social media? Absolutely nothing. We are building a massive web presence here, and our recurring costs remain firmly at just $25 a month, keeping our financial anxiety at basically zero.
Finally, checklist item 4, earned authority, getting cited.
Take a look at this massive number on the screen, 70 to 92%. Research shows that this is the percentage of citations AI assistants actually pull from third-party sources rather than a brand's own website. To put that into perspective, for almost every 10 citations, up to 9 of them are coming from what other people are saying about you, not what you're saying about yourself. This is exactly why getting listed elsewhere is the final non-negotiable step. The AI engines trust outside voices way more than they trust you.
So here is your earned authority roadmap to get those third-party citations. First, verify your site so search engines actually know you exist. Second, submit those brand kit details to independent free directories. And third, hook up Google Analytics 4 so you can actually measure the impact and see what's driving real signups and readership.
Now, on that first point of getting indexed, I see startups make this mistake all the time. They set up Google Search Console and just call it a day. Please, do not forget Bing. Actually, scratch that, make it a priority. Being indexed in Bing Webmaster Tools is an absolute prerequisite if you want ChatGPT Search or Microsoft Copilot to retrieve your pages, because Bing is the actual search layer powering those AI assistants. Set it up, it's completely free.
Next up, grab that brand kit spreadsheet again and submit it to high-authority free directories like StackShare, SaaShub, or Future Tools to start earning that third-party corroboration. Just paste your standard descriptions in exactly as they are. When you're deciding where to submit, prioritize the site's domain rating, or DR, which is basically its authority score, and its category relevance to your startup. Don't stress over old technical SEO debates like do-follow versus no-follow links. Right now, it's the consistent entity mention that the AI is really hunting for.
Okay, let's look at the full picture here. By following this sequence across all 3 phases, you've built a highly discoverable, legitimate brand presence. You've got a rock-solid technical foundation, perfectly structured owned profiles, and earned third-party authority that rivals super expensive PR campaigns. And you did the whole shebang for basically the cost of a few coffees a month. So, the heavy lifting is done and your startup is built. But here is the big question. Will the AI actually cite it? Now that your foundation is perfectly set up, I challenge you to run a free baseline scan with a tool like Brand Analyzer today. Lock in your starting score, keep an eye on how these AI engines are learning your well-structured brand identity, and start watching those citations climb. In an era where AI largely decides what products even exist to the consumer, the question isn't whether you can afford to build a brand, it's whether you can afford to be invisible to the machines. So what are you waiting for? Happy building!